Today we're going to study Matthew chapter 24, verse 1 and 2. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came unto him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. Jesus had just finished blasting the scribes and Pharisees and the Sadducees in Matthew chapter 23, telling them that they were hypocrites and blind guides. He had left the temple, and his disciples came unto him, wanting to show him some beautiful buildings that were built as part of the temple. Jesus told them that there would not be left here one stone of the temple that was not thrown down. Jesus' prophecy was fulfilled in 70 A.D. when Titus, the Roman general, marched on Jerusalem and destroyed the temple. And when the temple was burned, the gold in the temple melted through the cracks in the bricks. And Titus ordered his soldiers to take each stone and chisel and scrape all the gold off. This fulfilled what Jesus predicted. The earthen retaining wall still remains, but was not part of the temple itself. But it held up some dirt upon which part of the temple was built. Verse 3 through 5. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. Jesus warns us many times not to be deceived. There are so many false religions and cults and isms and false prophets and false churches out there trying to deceive people. This is why you really need to know the Word, so you won't be carried away by some false doctrine.
Amen.
If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. Isaiah 8:20b. But though we or an angel from heaven preach any other gospel unto you than that which we have preached unto you, let him be accursed. Galatians 1:8. Verse 6 through 8. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. The Bible tells us, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. 2 Timothy 3:13. Things are not going to get better, as evolution teaches, but they're going to get worse and worse, as evil men are inventing more and more ways to destroy themselves and the world. Jesus doesn't want you to be worried as things get worse, because that means the return of Jesus is getting closer and closer.
Amen.
Verse 9 through 12. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Persecution of believers has been around ever since Jesus was upon the face of this earth, doing His public ministry. But it will be getting worse as the Antichrist and his forces try to destroy God's people and the truth that they teach. These verses are becoming more and more true and fulfilled as the time of the end draws closer, beloved. Verse 13, "But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved." Some false doctrine teachers try to use this verse to say you can lose your salvation if you don't endure unto the end. The fact is, you have to rightly divide the word of truth. 2 Timothy 2:15 tells us to rightly divide the word of truth. You can't just take one or two verses and make a whole doctrine out of it. You have to take the whole Bible and all the scriptures on a particular subject to understand the full meaning of it. Yes, those that endure unto the end will be saved and rescued when the Lord appears and takes us at the rapture. But so will those who don't endure, because they were killed or backslid or denied the Lord. There are also other things to be saved from besides hell, like being saved from being raised to everlasting shame and contempt because of denying the Lord or not serving Him. Everyone who has been saved will be taken up when the Lord appears.
Amen.
Verse 14, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for a witness to all nations, and then shall the end come." This sign is certainly being fulfilled now by satellite, TV, radio, word of mouth, print, internet, so that the world will have the message and be without excuse, because there are still many who have not heard the gospel, even once. D.L. Moody said, "Why should anyone hear the gospel twice when some have never heard it once?"
Amen.
I want you to think about that, will you? Why should anyone hear the gospel twice when some have never heard it once? So many in this world still have not heard about the gospel, about Jesus Christ. God help the church. God help us all. Amen.
Amen.